Hey, Daisan here. I'm bringing you episode 24 of the Day and Night podcast. So, 2 weeks since the last podcast, as always. I try to keep this bi-monthly. We've are still in the midst of the Shield Hero event. So, you can still grind Shield Hero medals, get the achievements from the shop. That will be there until about the end of the month. We are also having the weekly free weekends, so they give you 10 pulls on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, JP time, to maybe get like a shield hero unit or general pull units, get higher rarity, get some 7-color crystals, maybe get some general pull relics. Just free stuff's not bad, even though sometimes you get nothing, sometimes you get something cool, right? We've wrapped up the Gagatua raid for the Shield Hero rerent, which is also technically Anniversary 2.5, which is what we actually got it for. Not really good rewards for that one. We've just had kind of the 50k medal exchange for the Gacha Relic, which we see in most raids now, just like in the Giant Form raid. So if you do want to get some good Gacha Relics, it'll quote good because as the game goes on, the new Gacha Relics get better and better. So I guess you get decently strong Gacha Relics from the exchange ticket if you want to grind for that. Zero's not that good, 50k. I guess it's just for people who want Zero and don't have them and are willing to throw the like AP pots in. I don't think there's many people who would do that, but like there's gotta be one person out there playing Master of the Dead and be like, I'm gonna exchange for Zero, either just for the flex or just because they have way too much time on their hands. Or they hit all the windows and there's rolling in points. Yeah, and that's kind of all that for Shield Hero. The banners will kind of stay until the event ends. So if you're still looking for that Naofumi, Godspeed, sir, to try to get him. If not, we have a lot of good tanks in the game, even though most of them are locked behind Nazfest. And when I say most of them, I mean like 80% of the top tanks are locked behind Nazfest. So like you still have a good chance of being able to like not need to pull Naofumi, even though I still think he's one of my favorite tanks. And then all the other old characters are kind of a pass to. Glass is not as strong as she ever was. Raftali doesn't do enough. Firo is still weaker. Chakuyuri. Lark is still paper cannon, not even glass. And then Terrace is a bit like of a bulky DPS, so like she kind of gets some mitigation. She has a bit more tankiness to her, but not really that great. Melty is like a really poor buffer with like bad ratios on her other skills, and like Vittoria is not bad because she does kind of a variety of things, but still not really the best at one particular thing. She has some good like AoE for stun rates, but I don't think she's super high up on people's want to or need to pull list. And then we move on to the event, which is Moon Rabbits and the Book of Prophecy, right? So we've gotten 2 new relics. One of them is the event relic, which is kind of like a physical earth attack relic. Just like kind of how we got the wind attack relic last time for like the Ituo event with the Shizu and Lup. So now we have an earth one. It goes good with both these new units, which is Bunny Lack and Bunny Evil Eye. They both are physical earth attackers, so it synergizes with them. That's kind of nice, I guess. What's nicer is the event relic, though, in the Gacha Gate, which is kind of just like, it's like a more offense-oriented version of a bunch of attack and bunch of aim of like the flower relic. So that's kind of a nice plus. I think I like flower relic more though, just because I know it's a bit bulkier, but this one has like the deeps. So definitely still up there though as a relic, and just the stats it gives, because aim is always important. Especially I think in this Undead, if I remember, Tia and Tina in there, they're like +6 evasion. So yeah, aim's always good. It's just like how I still think Bao is one of the best relics inside of the general pool, just for like +4 aim, pretty major. But yeah, I give a quick rundown. Lacus is an attacker. Evil Eye is an enhancer. Lacus has like single target AoE, Earth attacks. Lacus has like a ally buff, which jacks up a bunch of stats for them, including aim and attack, and also does it for herself, but in the smaller return. It's kind of weird to see a buffer, like a single target buffer. I know you can give better stats if you do single target buff, generally in like design concept, but in this kind of, you know what? I'm actually not gonna say this is too awful, because normally like why don't I just buff my entire team? But then you realize half the time, like, if you use Evil Eye as an enhancer, then like there's gonna generally be a tank and a healer who aren't gonna be shitting out DPS. So like some people be like AoE buffs are better, but I'm on the opinion you only really need to buff your attacker and maybe yourself, right? And then she does that, which I don't think is awful. The fact that like the ratios are skewed, where she gives more to the attacker, less to herself, is like, okay, that's fair. But like, I see potential. I don't think it's awful. But yeah, besides that, it's all like earth damage. I think Lacus has -3 hit as a passive, which I think is just dumb. It's like, I'm gonna handicap myself for no apparent reason. So that's great. And by great I mean that's awful. That's so awful. -3 hit. Oh my god. You had to get like, you have to put like an aim relic to mitigate that, and then you get like slight plus, and then you don't have the option of putting like a regen relic or dodge relic, or like just like something that has like I don't know. Bao has large amounts of HP, but like you can't really be flexible with relics if you have to like fix your awful passive. Same thing with kind of like Nazuk Shizu. It's not like she has awful passives, but like her hit count, she really needs to hit all her things to be peak DPS. So like you're kind of shoehorn into giving her an aim relic, either +2 or +4, depending on if you're feeling really lucky, right? Because I think at +2 you do max out, but there is a small percentage you miss a hit. I'm pretty sure when I've done testing on +2 aim. So normally you can give a +4, and I think she does all of them for sure. Besides that, the undead is 4 waves. First wave is like Sonabe Slamco. Second wave is like Blue Rose regularly. I already forget the third wave. Fourth wave is the new units. It's a slug. It's like a slogfest. Because I remember the second wave just being really annoying in the sense that like, Gagarin has cover, lack heals, twins have +6 evasion, a lot of stuff like that. So it's like patience, I guess, and like a good setup. And I think I don't know, this might be like a tangent rant, but like I think 2 Beto like ruined how like things are designed. Well, I don't know. I can't really complain too much about 2 Beto shitting out damage and just being really strong. And like in the same fact that like when they released PDO, he kind of did the same thing, except like I think when I update the tier list, I might just put 2 Beto a lot higher, because like, man, the things she does should not really be possible for a unit without like, I know like she does hurt herself a bit, like Guts does, but like, man, those aren't real repercussions in like worlds full of like regen and healers and stuff. Like, holy crap. It also made raids like all bosses have to have like fucking physical resistance of some percentage, or else Albedo was just gonna rip right through them, and that just ruins other attackers who are like, I can't even say worse, but like who had their own niche, right? So like she makes Nazarick Aura, she makes Adenala like single target physical attackers. She just makes them suffer. But then on the flip side, she also has that big AOE. So like it's also like you're making all of like the physical AOE attackers like a lot more like useless too, because like they can't hit as hard as her. And it's like, oh no, man, 2 Bettle's a slippery ass slope. And now we're on here, and then we haven't even got anything as strong as 2 Battle, because we realized, oh shit, this is too strong, and we just want to like try to pull back content a bit. But then she exists in the world, right? So like it's not like you can just make stuff easier and nerf her, because then there'd be way too much fucking outrage at this point, as opposed to earlier where they had nerfed Nazarick Aura. I remember when they did that, but I'm not sure what was the reasoning they gave to when they did that. It's just been so long. But it was like, it was a bug. It wasn't supposed to do this much, and they said that, and it just like nerfed Aura. And yeah, I feel like stuff does need to change for 2 better, or they sort of had to bring new content up in line, and they have, but that also means they've got to bring new units up to line, or else it just feels kind of bad on like stuff like raids where like, oh, even though it's like all like there's like physical resistance, like 2 battle still does enough damage where it just makes it kind of like obsolete. So that means like if you have like Aura or Adilla, you're still never going to like hit those same numbers. I don't know, man. That's it might end up like each podcast I might just get a rant about like 2 battle, but until they start releasing much stronger units, it's just kind of always in the back of my mind how content has been like shaped towards it. um yeah, because I guess having strong AoE is always good in content with us like enemy tanks, and having strong single target is always good because when you do need to burst something down, and just being able to do both is like really strong. It's like new shell tier, like Supreme Power shell tier, where she kind of does the same thing, but like it's magic. But then like her ratios on her skills aren't as crazy, so it feels a bit better. And I think new shell tier is a really good unit for that. Uh, it's like I fucking want like Nazareth Demiurge to do that, like actually be like good at like nuking AoE and like maybe make a single target better. It's already 2 MP, and they already upped the ratios a long time ago, so he's still kind of awful in this day and age, but it was a welcome buff. Uh, yeah. So I'm gonna kind of wrap up today's episode. I can't say these are getting shorter, but it's just like one person can really only talk about like 2 weeks worth of Master of the Dead content for so long, right? And I think I'm gonna go try to get a guest for next podcast, and hopefully we get some new exciting content. September is gonna wind down by the time the next podcast is up. It'll probably be October, and then we'll probably see inklings of Halloween coming out. We're probably gonna get some waifu and costumes again. Last Halloween was nice because we actually got a demi one, right? So like we got a Halloween demi. It's not like we're gonna get like another male unit because male units don't exist anymore. It's probably gonna be like, I don't know, like fucking Albedo and like fucking Nabe or something, right? So it's like more Halloween stuff, and this waifus and this big bait, and this makes you feel kind of bad. She's already got hers, so like I'm pretty happy at like where stuff is now. And then I'm just gonna go start saving stones for the eventual Supreme Power Touch Me Sebas, or Supreme Power Demi with that Ubert song. And I don't know, I think some cool stuff might happen in the future. It'd be actually funny to see like a Supreme Power like Pandora's actor where he's just like mini Irons. So I'll save for those. Maybe if we ever get Gargantua's unit. Feels like we're not, just because like he seems to just be a raid boss forever, which is a shame. I think I would drop some money again if Gargantua was an actual playable unit. But I think I'll leave that podcast at that. Thank you all for listening to this episode, and I'll see you again 2 weeks from now. And hopefully we have much more exciting things to talk about and someone to talk it with. Besides that, peace.